And today we have a very special guest, Ebony Tolliver. Ebony is like a sister to me, but she's also a super dope comedian. She also played ball 4 years at Loyola College. So she a baller. She know her stuff. She know her sports, and she's super funny. The NCAA is really in a dangerous place right now. Stanford, a college as big as Stanford, just cut 11 varsity sports programs because they can't afford them, right? To me, this is just piss poor management and a misappropriation of funds. And I'm concerned that if a school as big as Stanford can't keep sports programs going in the midst of this COVID, like what's about to happen to like the rest of college sports?
The smaller schools, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Where do y'all see this going as far as COVID and college sports? Like, is it about to be a wreck?
I see it going like this, and it really sucks because the beauty of college is like, obviously you have your big sports. Stanford's biggest sport's clearly football, right?
Mm-hmm.
Historically great baseball pro. I used to go to their baseball camps growing up, and I can't remember the coach over there. I forget his name, but phenomenal. I think he's still there. He's been there forever. Amazing baseball program. But what's going to start, and I don't know what sports, I could bring it up here, what sports were cut, but what are the first ones that are going to go? The ones that aren't making money.
Women's sports.
Women's sports. I was just going to say women's sports is one of them, right? Because it's bringing in less money. Now, they have a great women's basketball program.
They do.
But what about the women's softball program? What about the gymnastic? Like, I'm just throwing ideas out there. But
no, you're right, though.
And it's a shame because college sports are supposed to be, you know, even though I watch the basketball, I watch the football, it's supposed to be about more than that because it's amateur sports. So we're supposed to think that it's great.
In quotes.
Well, right. But you know what I mean? Like, it's supposed to be cool that you can go on a rowing scholarship, you know, a tennis scholarship, wrestling scholarship, a girls lacrosse scholarship.
Right. So to your point, some of the sports that were eliminated: men's and women's fencing, field hockey, lightweight rowing, men's rowing, co-ed and women's sailing, squash, synchronized swimming, men's volleyball, and wrestling.
Squash is a vegetable, or
also a sport too, I guess.
Also a sport.
It's a fruit, I think. But yeah, you get my point.
Yeah.
And that's those were the sports. I mean, goes to show. I didn't even know squash was a college sport.
Me neither. Completely new.
Stanford.
And
Stanford.
At Stanford.
Fencing, you know, exactly. These are also very preppy sports, right?
Right.
Exactly.
But I mean, come on, co-ed sailing, we need that. We need co-ed.
We
sailing,
do. We do. This is scary to me because Stanford brings in millions of like some of these sports programs are $1 billion programs. Why y'all can't eat this? We haven't even gone a year yet. Y'all can't make it a year without dismantling half your athletic department. Like,
and you know
that's
what?
A problem. That's a problem.
Yeah, where's the money? Where's the money?
Where's the money, bro? Where's all this money going? And it's not going to the players. Y'all not paying nobody nothing.
So first of all, when it comes to sports, I got an email, Joe, the other day from Loyola.
Oh, wow.
I ain't been there in years. I'm still, alumni. They said the Patriot League has shut down winter and fall sports. So if I had been in college, I wouldn't have had a basketball season coming.
Right.
And so certain leagues, I believe the Patriot League and Ivy Leagues have already said we're shutting down fall and winter sports. I believe they're waiting to hear from like the Big 12 and the SEC on like football, because football is around the corner.
Right.
And some schools haven't even made their decision of if they're canceling. Some leagues are like, we're only going to do conference games and not non-conference games.
How that somehow prevents from COVID, I don't understand.
Understand.
What? Conference games is like somehow social distancing? Like, I don't understand who made this decision.
I think they're just they're not trying to shatter anyone's dreams yet. So they're just like, but I feel like they're all going to backpedal into canceling it altogether.
Yeah, they are. And they're dropping this ball.
And the thing is, I went to Loyola. We didn't have football, right? Mm-hmm. My wife went to Michigan.
Right.
Go Blue, the big house, U of M, huge football stadium.
Right.
There's no way they're having football.
Yeah. No.
The University of Michigan stadium is one of the largest football stadiums in the country.
Right.
and they're going to do conference games only. There's no way that anyone's going in that stadium.
And the
I just don't see it.
big problem is they don't have a plan, right? Like the NBA sat down months ago and was like, we heard about the bubble forever ago. We're talking about doing an isolated thing and figuring it out and isolating players and isolating and doing all of this stuff and cutting down the team staff. And you know what I'm saying? The NFL is like, yeah, we're still going to do training camp. We're just going to cut out some preseason games. Like, bro, that's not going to cut it. Like, not when half the country is shutting back down again. You know what I mean? So it's like y'all don't even have a plan. And part of the main problem that I have with NCAA is they don't really have a governing body. Like it's like everybody for themselves and everybody is doing their own thing, and it is a mess. Like the NCAA is so chaotic. It's the wild, wild west of sports, and I just don't see where. I feel bad for the kids because A, you're not getting paid, and B, you're losing out on time. You know what I'm saying? You're losing out. If this is my senior season coming up, you know what I mean?
I'm about to say that.
Yeah, if it's well, get this though. If you're a fencer and you like let's just use this as an example. Your kid was an athletic kid and you saw an opportunity like, oh, if he gets really good at fencing, which only like 20 people in the entire country practice, then you can get a scholarship. Do you keep your scholarship or is your scholarship gone because the sport was cut?
Right.
That's something they go hand in hand, right? Scholarship athletes, if you ain't playing no sports, you might not be in no class.
Right.
And that's sad.
All 50 fencers in the country are going to lose their scholarship.
It's right. It is going to be a travesty.
It's a disaster.
And the squash team, man.
And the whole squash team.
And the whole squash team. A travesty.
And the fruit.
And the fruit.
But yeah, when it comes to college, I didn't think about that. But the fact, so I don't know. If you're an incoming freshman, supposedly, you don't have a season. Is that a red shirt year for you and you get to be a freshman your sophomore year? Like this is gonna change recruiting.
Right.
This is gonna change drafts.
Right.
The overflow of this whole situation, we don't even see where it's gonna end.
Right.
Or where it begins.
Right.
Because people that had are they gonna have like seniors didn't get to finish? There was no NCAA tournament.
Right. So now what?
Or now what? It's just impacting.
Does your eligibility roll over? And the problem is they not even talking about this stuff. They talking about, well, we gonna play conference games and social distance that way. Like,
But this is another thing. How does the PSO know who the best squash players in the world are so they can draft them?
I don't know. That's a good question.
The professional squash organization, they need to know who the best,
Bad night. This is something that I've been thinking about. I've been thinking about this.
I'm gonna lose sleep over this.